Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between PtitDrogo and Barcode on Frozen Temple. Yes, this is part of a replay pack posted to Twitter, and let's get right on into it. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Protoss player PtitDrogo representing my insanity. And on the top left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player Barcode representing nobody, which lends to the aura of mystery whenever you see a Barcode player. So this is definitely GM. I assume this is going to be the European GM ladder, as that is where PtitDrogo is from. And based on the Barcode, again, it's just somebody who is probably pretty good and just basically throws down the barcode so nobody knows who they are, so they can't stream cheat or things like that. Alright, so this replay is recent enough that I can actually use my Servant Obs interface, which I love so much. And I miss dearly when I cannot have it. I just have so much room for activities. So much space. Look at all this space that I have. I can still see stuff and get rid of it if I need to. Ah, it's just beautiful. Alright, so our weekly PvP here. Again, maybe it's not been exactly a weekly thing in the last little while, but I do try to get the TVTs, PvPs, and ZVZs out the door every once in a while, just so that those of you who do play the Protoss, Terran, and Zerg on the ladder, which I think is everybody, can see how to play against these particular matchups. The mirror matchups can be difficult to do. I understand most people don't like playing mirror matchups, and they're not super popular on my channel for watching either, but I feel like PvP is one of the more varied things you can do in StarCraft 2 right now as far as mirrors go. Oracles are good. Obviously, you're going to want Immortals. Immortals are just great in most situations against an opposing Protoss player. But we've seen Disruptor Tennis, both players going for heavy Disruptor. We've seen Adept play. We've seen Archons get mixed in there too. I've seen a player go Void Rays in a PvP. So I definitely am looking forward to a great variety of units in this game. But so far, it has been Cybernetics Core Gateway Pylon Probe for these guys, doing exactly the same thing, even scouting at approximately the same time. If they met here, I think it would have been exactly the same based on where I think the middle of this map is. Basically here where the Zalanga watchtowers are. That would make sense, right? That would make sense. Now let's look at the destructible or the unbuildable rocks here. So that's on the correct location. And these ones too. Alright, so once again, as long as they're on the inside, that's a good thing. You can still wall off. Don't have to worry about these blocking off your wall if you're Protoss or Terran. We've discussed that in previous casts, but yeah, it's just good to see them being consistent at this point. Both players getting mothership cores, but look, here's the divergence. Adepts up here for our Barcode player and Stalkers down here for PtitDrogo. Now, I feel like Stalkers are definitely superior to Adepts in this matchup just because they are fast, they are ranged. They hit pretty hard. Adepts do not do full damage against them, as we can see here. Versus Light, 22 damage. But against Stalkers, who are not light, as you can see here, they are armored mechanical, they only do 10. So Adepts are good against Workers, but man, against straight-up Stalker battles, not that great. Probe might scout these things out by accident. Will die. No, but gets the scout off. Are the Stalkers going to head back? I don't know if he saw that. Oh, no. PtitDrogo, look out. Your Workers. Okay, Mothership Core is here, ready to go with a Photon Overcharge. One Photon Overcharge, but that should buy some time to let the Stalkers get back here and do something. I'm not sure why they're just hanging out. There are Adepts all over the place right now. And yes, the Adepts, here they are, Psionic transferring and heading back to the left at the same time. This is the benefit of Psionic transfer, and here they go, right on top of it. Two Stalkers pop out immediately, though, going to chase these guys down. I think both these Adepts are dead. They're going to try to run. One gets sniped down immediately, taking shots from the Mothership Core, too. Never a great feeling, as enough to kill it before it transfers. Yes. Like I said, man, Stalkers beat Adepts. It's Rock beating Scissors in Rock, Paper, Scissors. Stargate on the way with the Oracle, as I thought we might see a little bit later on here. So it looks like Barcode is definitely going for a more harassment style, while PtitDrogo is going for a straight-up Stalker push. Stalker, more Stalker. Again, getting that robotics facility, possibly for Immortals. 2 Stalkers versus 3 Stalkers. Getting the pylon down very quickly, though. Our Barcode Stalkers. The micro here is super important, and I feel like Barcode's micro is good enough to where he can't win, or he's going to win a battle against fewer Stalkers. But look, Stalker sniped down immediately. Nicely done by PtitDrogo, getting the heck out of there after he gets his kill. Just backing up to a more safe location. Oracle heading on out here too. Any static defense? No. Warping in some sentries, which not great against Oracles just because they can hit air units, but they don't hit very hard. Stalkers come all the way back home now. Holding the Zalanga watchtower is this Probe. Very bravely doing that. As doing that in the middle of nowhere is very scary. So here comes the Oracle. Pulsar Beam engaged. One worker. Oh, getting sentries. Free sentry kills are nice. That's a lot of dead gas. for PtitDrogo. Okay, specifically 100, but still, it's awesome indeed. So 3 workers lost by PtitDrogo. It is currently 28 to 31 total worker count in favor, again, of the red Protoss player. Oracle's sniffing on out what else they can do. Trying to find maybe probes, trying to find proxy stuff. They can, it can take down anything in here to defend against it. Mothership Core ready to go. Mothership Core using Photon Overcharge, very good against Oracles. Look out, Oracle. Don't get too close. Smart. Smart. Seeing the pylon back here. Not going to walk in there. Oh, these two, too. Does take a shot, which, again, knocks it down to about 48 health exactly. Third Nexus on the way from PtitDrogo. Second Nexus up here for Barcode. Assimilator, ready to go. And Observer on the way for Barcode. Is an Observer already out here for PtitDrogo? And yes, it is. Observer's out, already heading across the map to see what his blue opponent is up to. And continuing with the theme of harass, it's going to be Phoenix. So Phoenix trying to get in here, possibly attack here while the Oracle sneaks in the back. Double-pronged attacks are very good in StarCraft 2, assuming your opponent isn't as good as PtitDrogo. So the Phoenix, one of them might just die here. Nope, stays alive. Just barely, though. 6 hit points remaining. Just absolutely hanging on by a thread there. And the Oracle trying to sneak on in, and there's a Stalker that sees it. Mothership Core still in here. There's just really no angle for the Oracle to go. Third pace coming up for Barcode 2. So all this harassment hasn't been super effective. As we can see, 3 probes were killed by Barcode, but that is it. And is basically he's down 46 to 44 workers. Nexus again on the way, but the one thing that the harassment has done is allowed him to get his third base up, which is excellent, excellent indeed when playing against a player of PtitDrogo's caliber. Checking for workers at this base. Nope, there's nobody here yet. Just basically popped up. Stalker placement has been very good for PtitDrogo, making sure that this Oracle can't get any more worker or any more kills on in. Again, not really enough to throw down a cannon. 1 Oracle is not enough to worry about. 2 Phoenix as well, not enough to get static defense. Just leave some Stalkers in. Make sure your Mothership Core is ready to go inside that main base, and you should be just fine. So this base up and running. This base just about there. The probes are a little bit early. A little bit early, but not too bad. Immortals in production for Barcode. Immortal count is currently 1 to 1. Both players have one of those guys. Getting a second one is Barcode, but instead of doing that, just more gateways for PtitDrogo. Trying to fly in with this Phoenix, and 2 Phoenix snipe down. 1 Phoenix dies immediately. The other one gets the heck on out of there. So 4 workers killed by Barcode. I just don't know that it's enough. Has taken the lead. 56 to 53 Harvesters. So that's not bad. Did he accidentally kill his own? He accidentally hit his own Stalker there. Ouch. That pretty much hurt a lot. Sentries getting mixed in here too. Third base up and running. Again, for both of these players, it looks like PtitDrogo wants to take a 4th base here, if at all possible. So sneaking on up with the Warp Prism. Here is a pretty big battle brewing. We have 2 Immortals again on Barcode's side. Another one on the way. 3 charge on the Zealots. Any Zealots in this army? Yes, there are a couple. Guardian Shield being used, and here it comes. PtitDrogo is going for it. Trying to snipe it down. The Stasis Ward, though. Oh, no. Stasis Ward keeping these units alive but trapped. PtitDrogo is now finding himself at a disadvantage in army supply here, but needs to back on out before the Stasis Ward wears off. And these units are freed. PtitDrogo waiting on that thing to happen. These Stalkers being very brave. And the rest of the army is going to pop in 3, 2, 1, go. Photon Overcharge coming up. And some sentries using force fields to trap. Oh, the blink, though. The blink forward by PtitDrogo. He's trying to win this thing now. Can he do it? The Immortals on the back, tearing through everything. 3 kills and 3 kills each. Forcing a retreat here by PtitDrogo. The Warp Prism, the warping and reinforcements, trying to focus down the Immortals. Can they get them? Not quite. 4 kills on that Immortal. Just doing so much damage. 50 damage versus armored to those guys. The Immortal does end up falling even after the barrier has been used. Just continuous warpings of Stalkers here. Barcode on his back foot for sure. Forward pylon taken down. Observer scouting at exactly what's going on. And PtitDrogo smells blood in the water. He's going after that 3rd base, forcing a full retreat on those probes there. But once again, another Immortal waddling on in. I have to imagine this is going to help quite a bit. But the blink micro from PtitDrogo sending the wounded Stalkers back, forcing probes off the line to try to defend against this one. The Adepts eating up a lot of damage. Again, they don't hit very hard, but they absorb a lot of damage there too. Charge Stalkers, or Charge Zealots rather. Charge Stalkers, that'd be fun. Charge Zealots chasing away here. PtitDrogo does manage to actually get away with the Stalkers, but it's 91 to 73 total supply. Barcode is up right now in total supply here. Army Active forces, nope, that's not what we want. Army value, 2,800, 900, and 450. So it's basically a 3-base Blinkstalker all-in. Well, I don't want to say it's an all-in from PtitDrogo, but it was early. He devoted a lot of stuff to that, and somehow, some way, Barcode held that off. Again, I think the Immortals helped immensely. Having charge lots was also very good, but we'll have to see if he can continue here. Oracle still sneaking around, has 4 kills. Have any more workers died? 5 workers lost by PtitDrogo. So maybe the Oracle might have snuck it in for a couple more little quick kills, or maybe the Phoenix got some kills too. But really, neither player has lost too much by way of worker supply. Yeah, the Archons coming in now for PtitDrogo, and more Warpins of Zealots. So he saw what his opponent was doing, decided to try to do the same thing, perhaps a little bit. He is getting charge for Zealots too, plus 1 ground attack on the way for Barcode. Does PtitDrogo have any upgrades at all? No, no upgrades whatsoever as far as attack and defense are concerned. So that might actually play into it here as well. Barcode playing well, man. Playing well. 4th base on the way for PtitDrogo. Actually, after his opponent Barcode here. Barcode, again, I don't know how he did it. I feel like PtitDrogo was threatening a lot up here with that attack, killing some workers, killing a lot of stalkers, and then suddenly he was out. Like, suddenly the Stasis Ward caught a single stalker. Suddenly another Immortal wandered in, and that was it. I mean, he was retreating, he was down in supply, he was down in worker count, and now he's down 64 to 59 workers, which seems like a big number. The Archons themselves can be very useful as they don't take extra damage from either the Immortals or the Stalkers, who both do extra damage versus armored. Archons themselves are psionic massive units. Yeah, so like I said, both players are just expanding that 4th Nexus on the way. Same thing here for PtitDrogo, but up a little bit earlier for the Blue Protoss player, 67 to 62 total supply, or harvesters rather, in favor of the Barcode. I really wish I knew who this was, just because I feel like it's a good player. APM anyway, over 200 for these guys. On average, 291 for PtitDrogo, 265 for a Barcode. Stasis Ward coming up too. I love the use of the Stasis Wards. I haven't seen this before. What it does is it traps nearby enemies in stasis for 21 seconds. Trapped units cannot be attacked or affected by abilities. Exactly what we saw there. I don't know what that was. Possibly a pylon getting sniped on down there. Single Zealot. Woo! Bringing what it has against that Archon before it gets evaporated by the Archon's friends. Always make sure that people you pick fights with don't have really big friends. Another Stasis Ward being trapped down. So I like the use of the Stasis Ward here. Kind of maybe bait the Stalkers into blinking forward and suddenly they're stasised. Seems like bad news. Can you kill this thing? Yeah, I think you can kill this thing if you can see it. I think they might try to snipe it down. Nope, but the Stalker's ready to go, ready to chase that away. It just goes to show how afraid of this PtitDrogo just might be. Another attack, though, of Zealot warping on in here, walking on in here, using that increased walk speed they get when you research charge. Going to go right after the Nexus. The cannon trying to stop this from happening, but I don't know if the cannon has enough DPS to make that work. +1 attack has completed for PtitDrogo. Defensive units are here, but the Nexus is definitely going to fall, and there it goes. All of the Zealots died, but they took a Nexus with them. A big attack up here, too. Archons in the front, Immortals in the back. Immortal count just so high for Barcode right now. Stutter stepping his way backwards, maybe trying to bait units into the Stasis Ward, but the Archons are refusing to die for PtitDrogo, getting a lot of kills off, killing Zealots, killing Stalkers, too, sitting here on top of the Immortals. But no, Barcode pushing it out once again here. Big warping of Zealots, trying to perform a bit of a buffer here for the Archons, but the Archons just absolutely forced to retreat here. PtitDrogo is down 136 to 93. Total supply being chased away by more charge lots. Replacing his Nexus up here is Barcode. I feel like Barcode might just be a professional player. Again, don't know who it is, but he is doing very well against one of the better Protoss players on Earth right now. Archons heading home, and a shame just a little bit here. 156 to 101 total supply. Army value 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, 2,000 in favor of the blue version of the Protoss player. Knocking down these rocks to give him an additional attack avenue into this 3rd base. Ready for it, though, is PtitDrogo, then dancing back this way. Barcode playing some mind games right now with the French Protoss player. We'll have to see if it works out for him or not. Archons with +2 attack. How are the ground units down here? +1 attack. Getting +2 just now, though. So not lagging that far behind in upgrades is PtitDrogo. Pylon getting sniped on down. And yeah, at this point, yes, Barcode lost that base, but it's up and running again. He has a lot of workers there. Pushing up, trying to knock down these rocks. Has a lot of DPS available to do it. Look how fast those rocks die. Or almost die. And PtitDrogo decides almost to finish it off, but they leave the rocks with 10 hit points. Sneaking down on here again. Here we go. Can Barcode get this thing? Is he going to commit? I don't think he's going to commit. He's going back up the ramp. I don't know. Yeah, no, yes, no. There it is. There's the commit. Barcode pushing right on in. Time Warp being thrown down. I think that was by PtitDrogo. Photon Overcharge is coming up there as well. I have no idea who's winning this thing right now. Again, the Archons doing very well for PtitDrogo, but the Immortals just absolutely killing it from behind the line. 6 kills, 8 kills, 12 kills. More Zealots coming in just to eat up some of the damage being put out by these Archons. The Archons winning this thing. An Immortal back here for PtitDrogo does have 5 kills in and of itself, doing pretty well. The Warp Prism Micro moving the wounded Immortals to the back and forcing PtitDrogo back again, but this is all that Barcode has. Some very low energy, rather very low health Immortals, and they're forced to retreat. Whew, that was a big one. So once again, big old threat on the front door of one of these players, but they do not fold. As we move into the 16th minute of this match, trying to expand again here is Barcode, choosing to go along this top edge, not really worrying about these ones down this left side, which I guess makes sense. It's pretty far away from PtitDrogo, also far away from Barcode, but sometimes you have to make some trade-offs. Zealot checking for bases here and here. Thank goodness, he says. PtitDrogo doesn't have any more bases than I think that he does, which is awesome. +3 attack on the way for both of these players. Immortals, Immortals, more Immortals, getting some more Templar. Is PtitDrogo, I have to assume, for the Archons. Zealot trying to take down a probe. No, gets evaporated by the Archons, doing 43 damage versus biological, 43 splash damage, which means that Zealots, which are biological, are not going to do very well in that situation. Same story over here. Chargelot coming to check this space, does see there is one. Immediately going to try to kill some of these probes, gets a swing off on a probe, trying to kill a cannon all by his lonesome, but a slow warping of Zealots. Nope, fast warping because it is touching a Nexus here. Going to take care of it. The cannon survives. And the cannons are very happy to survive, I can tell you that much. +3 attack. Let's see if they're going to wait for that to finish before continuing any further here. I don't know. More and more Archons. All right, so we're looking at 7 Archons, 3 Immortals, and 3 Stalkers versus 17 Zealots, 5 Archons, 6 Immortals, and no Stalkers. Actually, interesting. Barcode is running with no Stalkers right now. Just has a higher Zealot count compared to the 11. Another attack up here attempted with Zealots. Going to take a few Stalkers with them. Like maybe 2, which is good. An attack up here might force a cancel. Nope, backing on out as he sees PtitDrogo's army coming on in here too. Another attempted attack, I think, being cleaned up by Zealots and Cannons. So both players expanding everywhere on the map. More and more Archons coming on in. 165 to 143 total supply. Big attack up here. And the Archons on Archon action coming from the bottom side. Surprisingly here is Barcode. The Immortals are stutter stepping backward, coming from the all angles though, getting a full surround on these units as Barcode, and actually winning this fairly handily, I think. I don't even know right now, but bam, exploding. A lot of units exploding here. PtitDrogo does actually pull that one out. Holy shamoly. That, again, Immortal with 10 kills, 5 kills, 2, 5, 8 kills on that one Archon. Really definitely a hero Archon for Ire. +3 ground weapons just about to finish for PtitDrogo, which means that Barcode had the advantage there. Surprisingly, in the upgrade, and didn't quite manage to make it happen. I feel like maybe his attack angles were bad. The surround was a good idea. I'm not sure if it was intentional, but it should have worked. But for some reason, it did not. Zealots here with +3 attack. No armor upgrades. I guess they figured the Archons are going to melt them anyway. Might as well do as much attacking as they can right up front. Trying not to commit. Once again, Barcode is not interested in doing that. Walking into the Stasis ward, though. And yes, catching 2 of the Archons and a Zealot. Gonna go for it here? No. No, he might just allow that Stasis to expire. Time Warp slowing everything down. Trying to come on in. Can he do it? Barcode, again, not wanting to commit. Time Warp expires. Stasis Ward is going to expire here too. Setting up shop on the front door is PtitDrogo. 65 damage versus armored with that +3 attack. Is he going for it? PtitDrogo feeling pretty good. Another Stasis Ward catching 3 Archons this time. He's got to be sick of this by now. PtitDrogo cannot be happy about that, how that is happening to him. Immortal count fairly even on both of these guys. I think they both have 3. The Zealots coming in from the right side. No, 5 Immortals on the right side there. Archon on Archon action. Who's going to win this battle? More Archons coming in the defender mode helping. No, the Stasis Ward wears off from the backside. PtitDrogo coming in with the surprise Archons, trying to kill everything that he can, taking out Immortals. Immortals exploding and falling into pieces. Photon Overcharge being forced to be used to defend against this. So many Archons available from PtitDrogo. Now up 120 to 105 total supply, sitting at the front door of his opponent's blue Protoss base, killing a pylon, and that's it. A GG from Barcode. Barcode is defeated, PtitDrogo is victorious, and Barcode has left the game. Yeah, absolutely amazing final battle there. Just great positioning, really moving his Immortals back when he needs to, moving them forward when he needs to. These Archons coming out of Stasis at the perfect moment to get a flank on his opponent there from the backside. I don't think Barcode was expecting that. I think he forgot about those, because I know that I did. And again, if I can forget about them when I'm watching, it must be harder to remember them when you're playing. So again, Barcode played a great game. Had the good upgrades, had the +3 attack, didn't really worry about armor. I don't think either of these players did. But in the end, Archons, man. Archons good in PvP. Make those ones, you guys. Make them in their mirror matchups, and you will be happy. Okay, that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.